A warm welcome all. Today we all have gathered here for the final elocution competition of grade 8 and 9. We shall start the event now. Thank you.
Good morning, all of you. The first competition is for the 8th standard. May I call Kanishka of 8th A1.
I start my speech with this question. I have a question for the crowd. What did you have for your breakfast today? Was it bread and butter, egg and milk, or was it cereal? Did you have some delicious paratha with butter? I for one should not know the answer to this question. Before this event, I'm also sure that you have a burger, pizza, or biryani, etc. Even the restaurant doesn't include these items on their breakfast menu. Junk food is lovely and appealing. It is first of all tasty and it's good. It's quick and easily incredibly convenient as it bread and butter. It's maybe the distance of the convenient in the by 20/7. I have a question with this convenient by 20/7. But what do you do or even stomach after consuming it? They have poor water and poor fiber and content. Junk food show their effect in our digestive system processing. It makes the digestion process making the digestion the high level fiber and content. The main disadvantage of this weight gain is the low sugar but add lemons. It is the first of all, it's maybe the contribution of this junk food can endometrial cancer. I have the main disadvantage of this junk food can weight again is the blood sugar level. Maybe the contribution of this junk food can very low in fire in their blood sugar level. Which case due to endometrial cancer may be the contribution of but in the long run it will show the effect in my life difficult like cholesterol and into the heart elements as it the digestion in our digestive system processing making the life difficult. I may be the contribution of will convenient or it may be the one chips of it is not a matter, but in the leave it of convenient it will be a one element. It calls to one to speak to about junk food. It can be speak in our convenient. Thank you.
Thank you, Kanishka. Thank you, Kanishka. We are all pleased with your presentation. Next, I would like to call upon Kirti B of 8A2. Kirti B.
Hi, I'm Kirti. Honorable Chief Guest, my respected teachers and my beloved friends, top of the morning. I'm going to spare your time to listen my speech regarding impact of computer games on youth. I have a question. Do you all have children at home? How are they spending their leisure time? I know. Maximum of children spend their time with computer game. Playing video game is becoming popular day by day, and especially among children. Video games are addictive and most of them are not good for kids. It is advised by doctor that not to allow kids to have their screen time for more than 2 hours a day. Some games can be connected to the internet and this allows children to play online with unknown people. There is a huge impact of video games on children and most of them have been negative. Some list of impact of video games on children is negative are getting less marks in exam, feeling fatigued all the time, fewer hours to sleep, negligence in hygiene matter, being anxious all the time, and not interested in any other activities. Let me talk about disadvantages of video games are, first thing is social replacement. Children who are into video game do not like spending time with other people. They tend to avoid social gathering. Even if they are in some kind of gathering, they take their mobile phone and keep playing with it. This is a kind of relaxation for them. Most important thing, violence. Slowly they become destructive in nature and their feeling towards everything is violent. Children are exposed to become violent acts because some games teach them to shoot and kill life. Health. Hardly these days children go out to play any kind of outdoor games. For hours they are looked to the screen. This leads to less in physical activities. This is increasing problems like skeleton disorder, muscular disorder, prostate defects, obesity. Moreover, their sleep cycle gets disturbed. Parents are indeed trying their level best, but still they fail. Here are some few tips to avoid video games. Set up your time limit and be strict about it. Do those fun activities what your child likes. As a parent, don't use your mobile phones or laptop if not needed at that very moment. Use apps that will block access to video game. Last but not the least, time is precious. Don't spend your time with video game. Spend your quality time with your friends and family. Disconnect from technology and reconnect with nature. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Kirti. We are really impressed with your speech. Next would be Joshika Amala Sicily of 8th A2. Joshika Amala Sicily.
A warm welcome to Honorable Principal, Vice Principal, and my dear teachers and my dear friends. Today, I am here to speak on the topic of how does junk food affect our body. Before that, I have a question for you all. Do you have children at your home? Yes, if you have, your children might be eat a junk food at least one time. Your junk food can be your last food because all the components in it are waste. It is also unhealthy and important to our life. Junk food are easily available on the street, so even young ones are buying without issues since it is also very delicious and very appealing. Yet we keep falling prey to such a false advertisements of pizza, burger, biryani, pasta, noodles, chips. It is how regularly the eating of such a unhealthy food being made good homemade and fine food. Our health is in our own hand and we can make the choice to either destroy it and conserve or preserve to live a long and a healthy life. Our new generation was addicted of eating junk food. They don't know which destroy their health. Junk food has many ill effects on our body, health, mind. It becomes the responsibility of teachers, parents to include the organic food to children at an earlier stage. Junk food has now a very low nutrition value and irrespective way they are marked. They are not healthy to consume. Junk food, the research and study about junk food leaves negative impacts on our human body. Do you know the effects of junk food? Let me explain. First and most important problem is heart disease and stroke, and digestive issues, high blood sugar, and dental problems. Now I'm going to give some tips to how to avoid the junk food. Planning your meals. Planning your meals ahead of time might help you to avoid junk food. Shop wisely. Mindful shopping is one of the way to avoid junk food. Next, choose fruit and vegetables such as snacks. Fruit and vegetables have rich in dietary. Now, I'm here having a question for you all. We can see many things about junk food, but we don't know why should we eat this junk food? Because of the taste and texture of the food. Here one proverb. Junk food gives you a good taste, but a healthy food gives you a what is the best. Thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity and listening to my speech. I was very glad to share my views about junk food. Hereafter, offer only natural food. Health is wealth. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshika. Your tips were really impressive. Thank you so much. Next would be Harini S of 8A3. Harini S. I would like to call upon Divya Darshini of 8A3. Divya Darshini.
Respected judges on the dais, my beloved teachers, and my dear students, good morning to all. I am here to present a speech on the topic, how does junk food affect our body? Before getting into it, first let's discuss something about junk. What is junk? What does it exactly mean? Junk means rubbish, yes, the trash. We regularly throw it of our home, school, office or elsewhere. It's just a trash that doesn't have any importance. Likewise, junk food doesn't have any nutritional value. Fast foods are prepared in the way to get it delivered in the quickest way possible. How can you expect such foods to be healthy? It affects our body in many ways. Let's go deeper now. If you browse to the internet, you could have come across the alert saying, 40 is the new 60. What does it mean now? Well, the disease and discomfort we ought to feel when we are 60 is begin felt at the age of 40. Yes, this is the dark truth behind the junk food. What you eat and drink each day affect our health and well-being, but we often skip the meals and go with mini bite. How does our body react to the change in food habits? Junk food is essentially any food that is highly in calories, sugar, trans fats, highly processed. People prefer these kind of junk food mainly because of its quick cooking time on the go food. Eating a poor quality diet result in the higher risk of obesity, digestive illness, heart disease, cancer, stroke, etc. etc. Frequent intake of these junk food can worsen our condition and make us prone to this disease at very much younger age. A study shows that having more than once a week it leads to higher risk of obesity and hence a week is related to higher risk of metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, etc. To be more precise, serving can increase, junk food can increase inflammation and serious health issues. Junk food is highly in refined and processed carbohydrate sugar can leave you are feeling tired and hungry for more. On the other hand, good nutritious food along with proper exercise can maintain your healthy weight and reduce the risk of chronic disease. Eat more fruits and vegetables, cut back on junk food. Healthy diet can make you live longer and stress-free. Drink water instead of sugary drinks. Eat healthy, stay healthy, live healthy. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Divya Darshini. It's really an impressive speech. Thank you, Mom. Next person would be Shivani of 8A3. Shivani.
Good morning to all. The topic I choose to talk about is impact of computer games on youth. Now let's see. What is computer games? Computer game or video game is an interactive digital entertainment that we play via a computer, a laptop, a mobile phone or a tablet. Computer games have become one of the favorite pastimes of youth. These habits can turn into an addiction that has tremendous effect on young people. Computer games have both positive and negative effects. Now, I will share some of the negative effects of playing computer games. People who play video games online tend to spend too much time doing it. Gamers often substitute virtual reality for real-life experiences. Children who play video games do not like spending time with other people. They tend to avoid social gatherings. Even if they are in some kind of gathering, they take their mobile phones out and keep playing with it. It has been seen that children who play video games become aggressive. Slowly, they become destructive in nature and their feelings toward everything is violent. Nowadays, children hardly go out to play any kind of outdoor games. For us, they are hooked to the screen. This leads to less physical activities, which increases problems like physical disorder, muscular disorder, postural defects, and obesity. Moreover, their sleep cycle gets disturbed. Various studies show that most adolescents who are addicted to video games have high heartbeat and blood pressure due to too much excitement and stress. Contrary to popular belief, video games can enhance skills such as better allocation of attention, visual processing, and memory reasoning. Research has also shown that teens can learn spatial, visual, eye-hand coordination, quick thinking, accuracy, and problem-solving skills. Some games can also improve moods and wards of anxiety. For example, games such as Angry Birds and Bejeweled 2 are straightforward and bring instant happiness and relaxation to the users. These games also teach young children to cope with failures. Doctors advise youth to not have their screen times for more than 2 hours a day. So here are some tips for parents to follow. Set a time limit and be strict about it. Take your children out whenever possible. As a parent, you do not use your mobile phone or laptop unless it is necessary at that very moment. Do those fun activities that your child likes. Use apps that will block access to video games. Let me conclude by saying a quote by Herb Cole. We cannot and will not ban the creation of violent video games, but we can prevent the distribution of these disturbing games to young children, where the effects can be negative. Thank you.
Thank you, Shwani. It's really an impressive speech by you. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Tina Marian of 8th A3. Tina Marian.
Happy morning to respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I'm going to talk about how does junk food affect our body. First, what is meant by junk food? I know, friends, you may know something about junk food. Food that contains little or no nutritional value, but harmful amount of salt, sugar, and fat. Why do we say the junk food is unhealthy for us? There are many answers for this question. First, junk food high in sodium can lead to headaches and migraines. The word junk means unimportant, waste, or harmful. The term itself denotes how dangerous it is for our body. Most importantly, it tastes so good. Am I right? That people consume it on a daily basis. The problem is more serious than you think. They contain high level of calories. Junk food is easiest way to gain unhealthy weight. This is not a healthy weight. It is more in fats and cholesterol. When junk food is consumed very often, the excess fat, simple carbohydrates, and processed sugar found in junk food contributes to one increased risk of obesity, cardiovascular disease, and many other chronic health conditions. Eating large amount of junk food, this may cause a kidney failure. In short term, fast food impacts blood sugar and blood pressure, increases inflammation, and maybe the individual does not have necessary nutrients. In long term, the junk food is very unhealthy and harmful to the human body. I think you have a doubt how we can avoid junk food. What are the harmful about of junk food? I have a doubt without you. First, junk food is unhealthy to the human body. Please realize one thing. The main problem with junk food is that people don't realize its ill effect now. Junk food is easiest way to gain an unhealthy environment. Do you know that? I think you have a big round of doubt. First, in many times I eat junk food. I became very sick. I think, friend, you have a big round of classmate. First, I have a big life. First, you have to avoid junk food immediately. Why means your life is very precious that the God has given for you. In long term, eating excessive amount of junk food is will also result in kidney failure. You have to avoid junk food immediately because God has given a very, very precious life to you. Please avoid that and avoid it soon. Your life is very, very precious. In short term, fast food impact blood sugar, blood pressures, increases inflammation, and maybe an individual does not have necessary nutrients. Eating large amount of junk food causes illness like diabetes and high blood pressure. This may also result in kidney failure. This food just looks and tastes good. Other than that, it has no positive points. Please realize that. I think one more time, I think you have a big round of doubt. What is that means? You have a big round of doubt about how we can avoid junk food. What are the ways to avoid junk food? The main problem with junk food is that people don't realize its ill effect now. Most importantly, the issue is that it does not impact you instantly. It works on you over time. You will face the consequences sooner or later. Thus it is better to stop. You can avoid junk food by encouraging your children at an early age to eat green vegetables. Moreover, try to mix things up. Don't serve the same green vegetables daily in the same style. They become very, very bored. Try to follow the different types of recipes for that. There is one super proverb in that. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So junk food is unhealthy and harmful to the human body. Here also one proverb, health is not valued till sickness comes. Please realize that. I already told what are the ways to avoid junk food. Don't say that I will avoid junk food tomorrow or day after tomorrow. You have to avoid it now. You have to avoid it today itself because your life is, God has given a precious life to us. Please realize that and say bye to junk food, say hi to healthy food and welcome your healthy life. Thank you for this opportunities.
Thank you, Tina. Really, the words, health is not valued till you become sick. Really, the words must be repeated. Thank you, Tina. Now, the next participant would be Tendril of 8th A3. Tendril.
Respected principal, teachers and all my friends, different types of games are there for different people. Here I am stand before you to expose my view on impact of computer games on youth. What is video game? Video games are electronic game through media. Computer games can improve mental skills such as problem solving and logic. There will be hand-eye coordination, lengthen attention spans and improve both working memory and rapid decisions making activities. Therefore, video games can improve children's learning and social skills. Nowadays, children are showing their interest in playing video games, which forms entertainment for them. This entertainment is not a boon but a curse. Continuous playing video games may result in addiction. Continuous gaming seasons consumes a lot of time and it affects the studies. Emotional attachment of games may result in aggression and violence in them. Spending too much of time in front of video games leads to weak eyesight, chronic muscular disorder, postural disorder, etc. It is also leads to poor eating habits, which is turns result in obesity and weakness. There is virtual loss of interest in regular sports activities and social movement. There will be parent interaction between parent and elder in a family has been limited and children cannot grow up with proper intellectual thought. Computer games may increase depression and anxiety. It may also reduce the youth academic qualities and performance. Actually, computer games are very expensive. It is just a wastage of time. It requires expensive for software and a lot of charging to be played. When games are played in moderation and with mindfulness, they are visible source of stress relief as well as catalyst for mental health improvement and development of social skills. Video games are form of media that often associated with negative health consequences. Due to excessive use of social media, plenty school students have diverted from their personal and career development goals. Parents need to advise the children to spend time on learning, meditation, and yoga instead of wasting time on video games. Thank you.
Thank you, Tendral. Thank you very much. The next participant would be Adila Fatima of 8th A3.
Hello, good morning everyone. It is an extreme pleasure to welcome the guest and I convey my regards to Chief Guest of the day. Until some years ago, when children talked about games, it meant like football, cricket, tennis and like. But today, games are dominated by mobile phone games, PlayStation, computer games in the mind of youngsters. Let me spell out the topic. It is the impact of computer games on youth. Youngsters interacting much deeper with games physically, emotionally and mentally. You can also rate gaming as career, entertainment and addiction. First, let me focus on the benefits. Many claim that computer games improve coordination, concentration and attention. It also enhances memory. It allows them to become smart kids. Quick thinking, fast analysis, intelligent use of resources and management, planning and strategy, and situational awareness are some other benefits that people highlight. Let us assume that all of these are good. And now look at the negatives of computer games. Very young children are exposed to gaming. Sometimes the games like shooting and PUBG can encourage violence and crime. So there should be a supervision of what kind of game is played. Secondly, the amount of time one spends on computer games should be limited. Spending long hours on games without eating properly affects health, causes mental pressure and deflects the eyes of children. Thirdly, video games can lead to aggressive behavior, which require the player to take part in the violence. Another difficulty with the video games is that parents rarely spend time with their kids, so they lost the bonding and also they lost the chance to spend quality time with their kids. Parents are monitoring the behavior of youngsters on spending their night sleepless and also losing their degrees. Finally, there is a dangerous not differentiate between the real world and the fantasy world. Let me conclude by saying that we cannot forget the fact that video games are multi-billion-dollar industries. It might easily to be the fastest growing entertainment in the world and it impacting youngsters in the big way. Dear parents, please take this step ahead to save our kids and youngsters. Number 1, set a time limit and to be strict. Number 2, spend quality time with your kids by playing fun activities and taking them out. Number 3, never keep electronic gadgets in their bedroom. Number 4, use app locks. Yes, we can grow a healthier future for our kids and youngsters. Thank you.
Thank you, Adila. Thank you for your enlightening speech. The next participant would be Ismat Sultana of 8A1. Ismat Sultana.
Hi everyone and happy good morning to one and all gathered here. I am very glad to have this opportunity to talk in front of you about the impacts of computer game on youth. Computer games are the most popular entertainment in modern society and they target a variety of people in different ages. The impact of excitement and rivalry of the game makes them to do anything to reach the higher level of the game. They immerse in games so much that they completely get separated from the surroundings. Computer games started in 1972 with Pong, a computer tennis game, then developed in hardware and software systems. The improvement of quality and variety of the game increasingly spread in the society, especially children and youth. Attraction to the computer games cause many mental, physical and social problems for them. These effects are stimulating anger, violence, obesity and epilepsy. It also causes social isolation, physical as well as mental damages. Women are portrayed in game as weak as kind of object. There is the danger of not differentiating between the real world and the fantasy world. Blue Whale online game is one of the biggest alarm to intimate how dangerous it is and how it makes a player to get injuries by themselves. And in the final level, it tempts the player to commit suicide. Even school-going children lost their life due to this game. One of the biggest threats nowadays in the form of computer games are Free Fire and PUBG. This game is banned in India due to various reasons, but still, this game is played through VPN, I mean virtual private network. These computer games caused physical problems such as headaches, eye strain, back pain to those who played for hours. And it even led to the abusive way of speaking among the youth. It has strong impact on behavior, stress on mind, and addiction to computer games greatly interferes with the studies of a person, and game addiction slow down their brain activity too. So let me conclude by saying that we cannot forget the fact video games and gaming have become a multi-billion-dollar industries in the world. It might be easily be the fastest growing entertainment in the world. The high quality of graphics giving a greater sense of virtual reality in drawing people more and more into a different world far removed from the real one. And it is impacting youngsters in a big way. Parents have to initiate themselves first to get away our children from the virtual world to reality. Parents have to spend more time with their children and make them to engage in some other physical activities. Just like that, we should not let our children to waste their precious time as well as physical and mental health. So this is what I am here to share with you. Thank you one and all for giving this opportunity, and thanks for your patience to listen my thoughts. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Ismat. Thank you for your enlightening speech. The next participant would be Sweta of 882. Sweta.
Respected principal, vice principal and my teachers, my beloved student, I am wishing you all the very good morning. Here I am going to talk about how does junk food affect our body. Healthy food blesses, but junk food messes. Nowadays it is common to take junk food among these young people. Junk food have little to no nutritional value. It linked to diabetes, causes digesting issues, it causes brain fog and linked with depression among teenagers. It also causes elevated blood sugar damage and liver increases the risk of cancer, which put you at the kidney damage. Fast food is popular because it's convenient and it tastes good, but the real cost of eating fast food will never appear on the menu. Consuming junk food could deteriorate your memory. Foods high in fat and sugar changes the parts of our brain that are responsible for learning, reward and memory. Fast food such as soda, pizza, cookie, pastries and fries contain the large amount of sugar and trans fat. Trans fat is usually known as to increases the bad cholesterol and decreases the good cholesterol, which put you at the risk of heart disease. Fast food and soft drinks such as soda tend to increase the tooth enamel and put you at the risk of mouth problem. How can you stop eating junk food? Yes, you can stop eating it by incorporating these things into your daily diet, which include eating more fruits and vegetables, protein and healthy fat. Since the damage are heavy, we should stop eating junk food. East or west, healthy food is best. And thank you one and all to giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Shweta. Your speech was enlightening. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Kailash Kumar of 8A3. Kailash Kumar.
Hi everyone. Good morning to my respected principals, teachers, honorable guests and my dear friends. Today I have a question for the crowd. What did you have for your breakfast today? Was it bread, butter, egg or milk, or was it cereals? I am sure you know the answer to these questions, and I know that you not have a burgers, pizzas or soft drinks, etc. in the morning. I'll speak about the topic, how does junk food affect our body? The word junk food means unimportant, waste or harmful to our body. It is so harmful, still people consume junk food. It is because of rising popularity of junk food. There are many reasons for it. It is easy to prepare since there are no nutrition in it. Another reason is that is reasonable. It's come with so many offers, and one more thing. All you need to do is just a click and your food will be available to you at your doorsteps. Most of the junk foods have high amount of sugars and oil content, and it causes many diseases like cardiovascular, diabetes, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and some cancer. But people are more drained by junk foods as it is appealing, ready to eat, hassle-free, and vapors, chips, noodles, burgers, pizzas, or soft drinks, etc. are all examples of junk foods. Have you noticed that the restaurants even do not include junk food items on their breakfast menu? They have items like hash brown potatoes, bread, fruit juice, eggs, and sauce for their breakfast menu. Junk foods mainly consist of carbohydrates and fat. Thus, it is very terrible for our health and must be avoided entirely. Junk foods like cold drinks, burgers, pizzas, etc. are not even a part of food pyramid. Still, we are attracted towards it for its taste. For example, I saw in my mobile phone, if a slice of pizza is kept in one side of the table and in another side fruits are kept, but 90% of students choose a slice of pizza. Maybe the consumption of junk food does not show any effect immediately, but in long run, it will show a sign and make life difficult. I want to tell a proverb: eat healthy, live healthy. I am so thankful for great opportunity.
Thank you, Kailash. We are really impressed to listen to you. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Avinesh Chandra Vijay of 8th A3. Avinesh Chandra Vijay.
Good morning to all. Honorable judges, respected teachers, and my dear friends, brothers and sisters. Until some years ago, when children talked about games, it meant team games like football, hockey, volleyball, cricket, shuttle, tennis, and so on. But today games are more or less dominated by computer games in the minds of youngsters. Few years ago, computer games like PUBG and Free Fire are played in social networks, and it encourages youngsters to do certain works like spending money lavishly. So, let me spell out the topic of my speech. It is the impact of computer games on youth. It is very clear that youngsters interact with computer games in much deeper ways like physically, mentally, and emotionally. You can also read gaming as career, entertainment, and addiction. Women are generally portrayed in game as weak and a kind of object. It is a kind of negative stereotyping. When children playing video game, a kind of lot of object, it affects the children. Another difficulty is that parents rarely spend time with their children. They fail to find out what game their children was playing on. So parents lost a chance to bonding with their children. They lost a chance to understand what type of behavior changing is occurring on, because video games they play. Finally, there is a danger is not differentiating between the real world and the fantasy world. Let me conclude by saying that we cannot forget the fact of video games and gaming have become a multi-billion-dollar industry. It might be easily be the fastest growing entertainment in the world today. The high quality of graphics giving a greater sense to the virtual reality world by drawing people more and more into a fantasy world and make them to forget the real one. And it is the impacting on youngsters in a big way. Only time to tell of how the life of youth with video gaming dominating their playing, studying, thinking ability and relationship with kith and kin. Thank you to all.
Thank you, Avinesh. It's really interesting to listen to you. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Veera Raghavan of 8th A3. Veera Raghavan.
Fabulous morning to all of my cold-hearted audience, truthful teachers, and my dear fellow and intelligent students. Today, I am here to speak about a fabulous and important advice for the students, that is impact of computer games on youth. We often get advice from our adults during the period of teenage. It is well known as a youth. Yes, it is proved by science. It is a stage or period where improving several organs includes our brain. So, this period is known as a golden time. But it is very crucial stage to judge or to understand whether it is right or wrong of your life. The studies that aims to investigate the effect of addicted to the computer games on youth. Let me see in detail what are the effect of computer games on youth. Studies showed that video game increases psychological awakenings. It would also increases aggressive behavior, emotion, thought. And all of this effort carried out by the young peoples too. Too much playing of video games can lead a poor social skill and time away from family, school works and other hobbies. Read less, speech less, help less, exercise less, and becoming overwhelmed by the effect of computer games. Impact of playing computer games can make the teen to become depressed, heart attack, high heartbeat, blood pressure, mental affairs, and afraid thought by the effect of computer games. There are main three reasons to get affected to the computer games. They are limit and time track games, maintain frame sequence, support moderate play. These screenplays makes the people to interact over time in the games. Our parents should control your child from being addicted to the computer games. Let me see how can reduce to playing computer games on youth. Although the computer games cannot be criticized, the possibilities. The time should be reduced. While playing computer games, keep aside a computer and having a fun activities like singing, dancing and other hobbies. And the main thing is to meditate and concentrate your mind and your studies. Please avoid the computer games and you will become a great person. Future pillars of our nations. Our future pillars of our nations. Think today what you become in future. The format quotes of English. The future is depending on your present. So you must construct the future by now. Thank you to all of your souls.
Thank you, Veera Raghavan. There is a saying, actions speak louder than words. Both your action and words spoke louder. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Taran of 8th A3.
Hello everyone. Good morning, respected dignitaries in the dais and my dear friends. I'm here to speak about how does the junk food affects our body. I would like to say a famous Tamil quote, Unave Marandu. Food is a medicine. If you eat healthy food often, you need not visit a doctor often. But if you are a regular user of junk food, then you will be a frequent visitor of a doctor. Why are we always after the junk food? Because they are more tastier than other food. This is the only reason for eating junk food. But there are so many reasons for why we should avoid junk food. Let me tell you some interesting facts about junk food. Do you know why junk food is so addictive? Eating junk food causes a release of dopamine in our brain. What is dopamine? It is a neurohormone that released by hypothalamus. It encourages individuals more susceptible to take junk food. According to World Health Organization, WHO, junk food is high in energy, low in nutrient content, and high in fats. We can also define junk food as unhealthy or having poor nutrient value. Which is the number one junk food in the world? Hamburger. Now let us move to the harmful effects of junk food. Grabbing a quick snack on your way to school is the new breakfast trend among the students. Also, healthy homemade meals are replaced by these junk foods. With our busy lives, we often eat junk foods. Regular consumption of junk food can harm your body to the irreparable damages. Obesity. One of the most common effects of junk food is a rise in obesity. Obesity is otherwise called as an abnormal weight gain. Further, obesity is starting point of many medical issues like diabetes, joint pain, heart disease, and various heart ailments. Learning and memory problems. High intake of junk food tends to suppress the function of your brain. In fact, if you are between the ages of 10 and 19, eating too much of junk food can harm your body and also your brain. Junk food shapes adolescent brain in way that impair their ability to think, learn and remember. Can also make it harder to control impulsive behaviors. Junk food consumption can also lead to poor cognitive test results, loss of appetite and digestion. One may eat more than they require due to the fluctuation in their blood sugar level. It makes brain more demand food than their normal requirement. There are so many problems in digesting such these foods. Mental depression. Excess consumption of junk food can change the chemical composition of your brain. This changes makes your body more dependent on such these junk foods. This acts like an addiction and it can also lead to depression. So before you go for these junk foods, think about all the harmful effects of junk food. So take interest in your health. Health is the biggest wealth. After all, I would express my gratitude to all. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Taran. It was delightful to listen to you. The next participant would be Rahul S. of 8th A3.
Good morning, all my respected principal, teachers, dear friends. Today I am here to speak about junk food. Our country is a country of farms and we have abundant food resources available, which are rich in all kinds of proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals. Our forefathers and ancestors ate fresh organic produced food which came directly from farms and led healthy lifestyle. They rarely suffered from diseases such as sugar, blood pressure, obesity or cholesterol. Today with the advent of modernization came junk food. The westernization and modernization which has happened last few decades has completely changed our lifestyle. We have started living a life that revolves around gadgets. We hardly walk, we sleep late and get up late. We eat whatever ready-made food items are available in the market. Due to long working hours and both husband and wife working, the family does not take enough time to eat quality food. They mostly depend upon packed junk food. This changing eating habits has greatly affected our health. Junk food is termed junk food because all components in it are waste, unhealthy and unimportant. Junk food is a term you describe food that has high in calories from fat or sugar and possibly also sodium but with little dietary fiber. Proteins, vitamins, minerals are other important forms of nutritional value. Consumption of junk food leads to serious illness. Junk food can make an individual lazy. Junk food can create mental and physical disorders. The junk food has many ill effects on our body, health and mind. A healthy minded person and make him and his family to say no to junk food. The restaurants and malls who sell junk food in large quantities should be banned. The government also restricts such ads that encourage people to consume junk food. Eat healthy food and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul, for a wonderful speech. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Sri Arul Sairam of 8th A3.
Hi everyone, good morning to all, to my honorable principals, teachers and my dear friends. I am here to talk about impact of computer games on youth. What is computer games? Computer games are the ritual playing competition to children. Computer games have good things and bad things. And various studies show that playing too much of computer games cause physical damages, increases anxiety and depression in players. Most of the students addicted to the computer games. When your child plays computer games, in many computer games, the skills required to win abstracts involve and high-level thinking. These skills are not even taught at school. Child who play a game such as The Incredible Machine, Angry Bird or Cut the Rope, he trains up with the incredible ways to solve the puzzle or other problems in short bursts. Children who play more violent games or like to have more more aggressive thoughts and decreased pro-social helping manner. Adolescents and children tend to get emotionally attached in certain kind of games. They extremely touchy in small issues and don't accept defeat easily. A sense of sportiness became absent in such a game. And computer games are the hindrance to the education. Extremely touchy in small issues and became such in the game. Computer games also affect our body parts such as brain, eyes and backbone. Playing too much of computer games often results in dry eyes, eye strain, headaches and fatigue in head and neck. Playing too much of computer games, we can play outdoor games such as cricket, volleyball, basketball, and tennis and badminton. I hope you friends that you will play outdoor games and say goodbye to computer games. Thank you for having here.
Thank you, Sri Arul Sairam. Thank you very much. It's a delightful, entertaining performance by you. Thank you, dear. Last but not the least, I'd like to call upon Vishnu Priya of 8th A2. Vishnu Priya.
A warm welcome to all. Respected Madam, Honorable Sir, my dear friends and blinking star of Morning Star. Good morning everyone. I am going to talk about impact of computer game on youth. Until some year ago, when children talk about games, it means team games like football, cricket, hockey, basketball, tennis, shuttles and the like. But today games are more or less dominated by computer games in the minds of youngers. So again until some time ago, blue whale was answer to the questions, which is the largest animal on earth, but no longer. Blue whale is the name of an online computer game played over social networks which encourage youngers to do certain tasks ending in suicide. So let me spell out my topic is impact of computer game on youth. The children interact with video games in much deeper ways, physically, emotionally and mentally than with other popular media like films. You can also read game as a career, entertainment and addition for further insight on gaming. Many claim that improving coordinations, attentions, concentration for other people. There are video games like building a city or helping others. These can help youngers to be socially responsible and behave with good career. Let me see about effect of computer games. Over poor social skill, time away from families, social skill and grade loss. Thank you for giving this opportunity to talk about computer games.
Thank you, Vishnu Priya. Thank you for your valuable input. Thank you, dear. Dear audience, please be noted that the result will be announced a bit later. Before that, I would like to call upon all the 8th A2 participants to come to the stage to take a group photo. Please. Come to the stage, students. Next, let's start the final round for the 9th standard students. The first participant would be Hemant Rao of 9th A1. Hemant Rao.
Good morning everyone. I am Hemant Rao of 9th standard. I am going to speak about the ways to fight against corruption. Before I am starting my speech, I am going to tell a small story. My father told in my childhood that living in a democratic or independent country is not so proud. Instead of that, living in a corruption-free country is so proud for us. So I like to stop corruption from that day to today. But when I grew up, I think it is not so easy possible to stop corruption. For example, if you toss a coin, it must be head or its tail. But I toss a coin and tell to you it is not a head and it is also not a tail. How do you feel? Like this only I feel when I dream of corruption-free India, because both are impossible. But both can be possible if you work hard and sincere. Okay, corruption. What is corruption? If you ask this question to a normal citizen, one says corruption is a daily activity that happens in every state, country, village, etc. Another says corruption is corruption which comes from corruption. Why like these answers come? Because they do not have the knowledge of corruption and knowledge to stop corruption. Corruption means dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power. Nowadays, all thing is corruption. Starting from medicine and up to education, all the one corruption. If every citizen of India is being an honest man, then there is no corruption in India. A man who comes over a great loss is equal to the country which comes over corruption. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. A corrupted people a day keeps the democracy and independence away. Delia Ferreira Rubio said, people's indifference is the best breeding ground for corruption to grow. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Corruption don't like officers, but officers like corruption. Only by working together, we can hope to end impunity for the corruption and the corrupt. To stop corruption, we must promote transparency and duties, accountability and integrity at all levels and across all sectors of society. Our vision is of a world in which government, politics, business, civil society and the daily lives of people and free of corruption. Corruption erodes trust, weakens democracy, hampers economic development and further exacerbates inequality, poverty, social division and the environmental crisis. Exposing corruption and holding the corrupt to account can only happen if we know the corruption way works and the systems that enable it. Unofficial payments for services can have a particularly deadly effect on the poor people. The poor pay the highest percentage of their income in bribes. They may even be preyed upon since they are seen as powerless to complain. How corruption happens again and again? A person do a mistake and he corrupt people to escape from it. Doing mistake, corrupt people escape, repeat. Mistake, corrupt people escape, repeat. Today also they are doing mistake, corrupt the people and escape, repeat. Like this only corruption happens again and again. If you ask me a question who are anti-Indians, then I not only tell the terrorists, and I also tell the people who corrupt. I don't like corruption because I am not an anti-Indian. I am a true citizen of India. Corruption is a global problem which requires global solution. Corruption can take many forms and include behaviors like public servants taking money or demanding or favors in exchange for services. Politicians misusing public money or granting public jobs or contracts or to their friends and families. Corporations bribing officials to get lucrative deals. To stop corruption, we must embrace transparency. Transparency is all about knowing what, who, why, how and how much. We have learned from over 25 years of experience that corruption can only be kept in check if representatives from government, politics, civil and society work for the common good. Okay, I request my friends to stop corruption wherever you see or know or complain about it. And I request to promote the ways to stop corruption. Thank you for all the hearts to give me a chance to share my views about corruption in front of you. Finally, I end my speech with the same quotes. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Corruption don't like officers, but officers like corruption. Thank you.
Thank you, Hemant. Thank you, dear. It was a clear and factual analysis of your topic. Thank you, dear. Next, I would like to call upon Rohit AS of 9th A1.
Fighting corruption is not just good governance and it's self-defense and patriotism. Good morning, one and all gathered here. Today I am here to present my views on the way to fight against corruption. First of all, what is corruption? It is any dishonest or immoral behavior or activities that result in the gain of some powerful organization or people. There are different kinds of corruption. It includes extortion, nepotism, bribery, patronage, etc. It spread in our social and political life. Social corruption like mixed weighing of goods, adulteration of foodstuffs, and different kind of bribery have predominated in our society continuously. Political corruption in our country is worst among all. The most significant reason for concern is that corruption, dehumanizing the governing body, degrades the fundamental value of that law, regulates our society. United Nations General Assembly designed 9th December as International Anti-Corruption Day to reduce the awareness of corruption, of the role of the conviction is compacting and preventing it. The theme of International Anti-Corruption Day 2021 is Your Right, Your Role, Say No to Corruption. Our government has also taken many steps and initiatives to fight and stop against corruption. Like, let me give some examples. Right to Information Act helped to reduce corruption coincidentally and open up awareness about corruption. Prevention of Corruption Act in 1988 helped to combat corruption in government agencies and public sector. The Lokpal and Lok Ayukt's Act was passed 2013 following the Jan Lokpal movement by Anna Hazare. But these are not eradicate corruption in our society. Here are some of the ways to fight against the disease called corruption, which is spreading like cancers and eating our country. There must be transparent and local budgeting by local communities and local government. The tradition of government openness, freedom of the press, transversary access to information helping curbing corruption. Keep an eye on everyday activities. Every government official should be under the surveillance system. The accommodation of complaint against the corruptions officials should be convenient and confident. As our former Indian President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, if a country is to be a corruption-free and become a beautiful nation, I strongly feel that there was a three key of social members who can change a difference. They are the father, the mother, and the teacher. Young children mimic what their parents say or do. So ethical and moral value in home and neutral at school. Both parent and teacher can teach, incite the children to hate corruptions. They can incite the value of hard work and determinations, which can make benefits of repelling what they saw. With such values, the children we grow with appreciating the needs for integrity, transparency, accountability, and hard work will form the lives of basis of their life. The path of a corruption-free India is steep but not impossible. It's in our hand to make a future pillar of India. The children will build a corrupt-free nation. Corruption is the enemy of development, but good governance is got rid of both the government and the people. At large come us together to achieve their national objective. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Rohit. Your speech indeed hit on the nail's head. Thank you, dear. Next would be Hari Kamaraj of 9th A1.
Yes. Wondering why I'm wearing this? Yes, my father told me that having a big vision is equal to view goals and work towards achieving them. When I was younger, I thought that having a big vision equates to having big glasses. As the time passed, I realized that it was not the physical glass that he was talking about, but the burning desire that you need to achieve your goals. Show off your hands who did believe that you can achieve your desired goals without facing any form of challenges. Great. For those of you who did rise up your hands, I have a bad news for you. As the biggest challenging is the corruption. Good morning to one and all present here. I must want to say some few words about our respected principal, sir. He is a man of power, he is a man of positivity, and he is a man of dignity. Welcome you, sir, for this competition. Next, I must want to recall the teachers who guided me from my childhood. Welcome you all teachers. Next, last but not least, I must want to welcome my co-students for this competition. It is rightly said that your speech only becomes well if your tongue says what your heart feels. As here I am to talk about the worldwide and ongoing issue that enlighten you all on a speech on corruption. In one aspect or the other, you have all come across the word corruption. According to the political ideology definition, corruption is a form of dishonest or criminal offense undertaken by a people or organization. It is said that time changes everything, but here this dishonest act and the unsatisfying term did not change for the years so in. It is prevalent. The main reason for corruption in India is the link between politicians, criminals and bureaucrats. India Against Corruption. India Against Corruption is the anti-corruption movement protest particularly during the anti-corruption protest of 2011 and 2012 concerned with introduction of Jan Local Bill. There are different ways to eradicate corruption depending upon the different forms of government like socialism, communalism, monarchy, republic and democracy. We selected democracy as the form of government in India. It is not easy to fight against corruption in very short time. It is high time government should pass strict laws against corruption. Corruption in India is an issue that affects the economic of central, state and local government. Corruption in India exists both in private and public sectors. Ways to fight against corruption. First, people should keep in mind that stealing public money or accepting bribe for exchange of public service is immoral and unlawful practice. Then, government must pass strict laws to protect citizens and punish people who take a bribe. Government should pass strict laws who are the victim of corrupt civil workers and who must go to jail for the illegal actions. Moreover, government ought to fight tax evasion and capital fraud. We should teach our children at the school how the little money gained by honestly can bring a lot of happiness and peace to the mind. The right tool to fight against corruption is right to information at every level. Unless strict steps are taken, corruption cannot be removed from India. Corruption removes the trust in government and undermines social content. Corruption is a global problem. It needs a global solution. The poor pay the highest percentage of the income as the bribe. They are seen as powerless to complain or prevent government from investigation on the human capital. All the government, non-government, public, private and educational should stand together and fight against corruption. To conclude, start ourselves, make a change to be a change. So let's decide to be a valuable and loyal citizen of our country. Fighting corruption is our only motto, no corruptive, only progress. Finally, thank you for spending your precious time with me. Our Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam had a big vision on youth. I will fulfill his vision to make a corruption-free India. I heard you will all do this and thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Hari Kamraj. It was indeed an intelligent and thought-provoking speech by you. Thank you, dear. The next would be Sharon of 9th A1.
Respected dignitaries on the rise, sovereign teacher, my dear friends, good morning all. Now I just start my speech regarding the evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Smoking spells ruins to one's health. Smoking can cause cancer to throat, lungs and heart. 50% of cancer cases in India are related to tobacco consumption. Smoking effects of the body are vision problems, type 2 diabetes, weakened immune system, heart problems, lung problems and poor oral hygiene. Diseases caused by smoking are heart disease, lung cancer, heart problems, asthma, premature, low birth weight babies and diabetes. Smoking affects the brain. Researchers found that smoking negatively affected the structural integrity of subconscious brain regions. They found smokers compared to non-smokers had greater amount of age-related brain volume loss in several areas of the brain. Liquor drinking. Like any other addiction, liquor drinking is also an addiction and it deserves full condemnation. The bad effects of this ill habit, too many to be counted.
It leads to bankruptcy, moral degradation, misery, untold suffering, loss of health and character. Liquor drinking disintegrates our family. Liquor drinking is also known as poison to our family and our neighborhoods. Liquor drinking is one of the social problem, social level of the everyday society. It could be the life-threatening problem of an addicted person. In addition to the liquor addiction is one of the threats of the family members, co-workers, society and the environment. Drinking means the habitual use of liquor. It considered an evil because of the ill effects it produces on a person who drinks. It makes him lethargic. It tells upon his health adversely. Liquor affects your sleep. This is because the amount of alcohol can reduce the rapid eye movement, REM sleep you get, low in energy, and you may find it harder to concentrate the next day. Excessive liquor use can lead to the development of chronic diseases and other problems including high blood pressure, heart disease, lung disease, stroke, and digestive problems and others. So we should not use smoke and drink. It is our enemy. Stop soon, stop soon, stop soon. I am very grateful to our AO sir for giving this opportunity to share my views on evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Thank you all for spending your precious time with me.
Thank you, Sharan. It shows your in-depth knowledge in the topic. Thank you, dear. Next, I would like to call upon Mahisha of 9th A1.
The door of a prison is open where the door of the school closed. My first salute for the school chairman who is carrying out for more than 25 years. My salutation to the judges who are promoting us, and my salutation to the teachers who are due to the development of our knowledge. My topic is evils of smoking and liquor drinking. In the previous time, some people only drinks alcohol and smoke, but today we are looking for the people who do not drink alcohol and smoke. Government tells to plant a tree in each house, but currently there are drinkers and smokers in each house. Drinking and smoking not only affect the users, but also suffer the surrounding people. We are celebrating more festivals per year, but the income comes from taxmark to the government is rather than the festival. Mother gives more nutritious food to the baby for physical development, and nature also gives more energy food for us. But some people spoil their health by drinking and smoking. We all know most of the poor family and middle class family people are suffering by this. Education makes a man clever and improve their lifestyle for next generation. It is not only in the growth of money, but also the character. But drinking and smoking habit spoils both educated and uneducated people's life. Not only the money and health is spoiled, but also the character is spoiled. The most harmful and dangerous effects that smoking has on a human body is the eyes. Research has shown that the smokers have doubled the risk of developing the cataracts, clouding of the eyes lens that results in significantly reduced vision. It reduces and affects the immune cells and antibodies. It increases the visible signs of aging. It weakens the bones. It destroys the lung tissues. It damages the sense of taste. Alcohol use causes the brain's delicate neurotransmitter to relay the information slower, suffer from memory loss, lack of motor coordination, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. It also leads to cardiomyopathy, a stretching of heart, and it affects the immune system. Smoking causes cancer. Smoking kills. Liquid drinking is injurious to health. This is the news that comes in the beginning of the film. But actors who play the role of hero are drinking and smoking. By seeing this, youth is spoiling. Thinking of doing their duties properly, even though they are disabled people, are able to make some rare records. And also they take care about their family. But drinking and smoking persons not only spoil their health, but also their family and society. There will be no relief in the drinkers and smokers' house. The future generation of the growing people will affect mentally. In the future, the government should bring a severe law against the drinkers and smokers for the formation of good society. In the Arab countries, people who drink and smokes will get a large crime and severe punishment. I think that kids often start drinking or smoking for very poor reasons. And when you look at what activities those have on your health, it doesn't seem worth. In the final analysis, there is no doubt that the smoking and drinking should be banned. So say no to alcohol and no to smoking. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Mahisha. Your information was informative and it's quite alarming too. Thank you, dear. Next, I would like to call upon Hina of 9th A1.
Good morning, one and all gather here. I am Hina. I am standing 9th standard. Today I am going to speak about the evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Smoking is one of the worst habits. Besides being a waste of money, it is very harmful to health. Cigarette smoking during childhood and adolescence causes important health problems in young people, including an increased number of respiratory illness and eye disease, decreased physical fitness, and potential effect on lung growth and function. It causes a number of diseases like heart attack, cancer, lung cancer, asthma, stroke, reproductive effect in human, blindness or disease, etc. A smoker not only harm himself but also trouble others. The cigarette smoke pollutes the atmosphere. Smoking in public place should be banned. Those people who are close to smoker also suffer. They are also in danger of disease which are caused by smoking. Smoking kills you. If you are killed, you will lose your family, lovable one and almost everyone. Everyone knows the harm caused by smoking, but people are not able to leave this bad habit. Smoking is one of the major life-threatening problems in the world. Drugs are not knife, which kills your entire life. Liquor drinking is injurious to health. The evil effect of alcohol are liver disease, that is liver failure, blood pressure, heart failure, etc. Alcohol affects the area of brain and cause memory loss, affects your judgment and coordination, disturbs sleep patterns. Drugs are not cool, they make you look like a fool. Nowadays, millions of people are using tobacco oranges and smoking cigarettes. These are still in the market due to the absence of strong will. Life is too short to live it. If you have this habit of drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes, these stuff in a time will let you forget how to breathe. That can cause your death. Kill your bad habits, not yourself. Thank you for giving me an wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Hina. It's quite an interesting speech. Thank you, dear. Next would be Achay Jiva of 9th A1.
A wonderful morning to respected sir, reverend teachers and beloved my dear friends. I am very glad to see so many smiling faces in front of me. But actually there are some challenging problems hiding behind our smile. Let me explain the concept of evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Please lend your ears. Evils of smoking. Life is precious. Smoking is dangerous. Fill your lungs with fresh air, not with ether. Smoking is associated with lung disease, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Smoking increases the risk of lung cancer by 2,500%. People with asthma usually find that smoking makes it worse or trigger attacks. Cardiovascular disease. People who smoke regularly have a significantly the higher risk of angina, peripheral vascular disease, stroke and a heart attack. Smoking cigarettes can damage the heart, blood vessels and blood cells. The chemicals in tar in cigarettes can increase the people's risk of atherosclerosis, which is the buildup of plaque in the blood vessels. This buildup limits blood flow and can lead to dangerous blockages. Smoking also increases the risk of peripheral artery disease, which occurs when the arteries to the arms and legs start to narrow, restricting blood flow. Smoking cigarettes can damage a female's reproductive system and make it more difficult to get pregnant. This may be because tobacco and other chemicals in cigarettes can affect hormone levels. In males, the more cigarettes a person smokes and the longer they smoke for, higher the risk of erectile dysfunction. Smoking also affects the hormone levels and therefore reduce fertility. Evils of liquid drinking: high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, liver disease, and digestive problems. Cancer of the breast, mouth, throat, esophagus, voice box, liver, colon, and rectum. Weakening of the immune system, increasing the chances of getting sick. Learning and memory problems, including dementia and post-school performance. Alcohol interferes with the brain's communication pathway and can affect the way the brain looks and works. This disruption can change mood and behavior. This disruption can change mood and behavior, make it harder to think clearly and move with coordination. Alcohol causes the pancreas to produce toxic substance that can eventually lead to pancreatitis, a dangerous inflammation and swelling of the blood vessels in the pancreas that prevents proper digestion. For women, alcohol can put you at greater risk of breast cancer and negatively affect fertility. It can also increase some side effects of the menopause. In men, alcohol affects testosterone levels and may lead to lowered sperm counts and impotence. First you take a drink, then the drink takes a drink. At last the drink takes you. Thank you for giving this golden opportunity. A humble request: in your family, if anyone affected by smoking and liquor drinking, ask them to stop it. Thank you.
Thank you, Achay Jiva. It was quite alarming to know the results of the deadly effects. Thank you, dear. Next, I would like to call upon Sahana of 9th A1.
Scott said, first you take a drink, then a drinks take a drink, then a drinks takes you. My humble greetings who have gathered here to hear my oration. This is Shahana here from the 9th standard, and I would be here to oration about the evils of smoking and the liquor drinking. Before entering into the topic, do anyone know what is the history of smoking and the liquor drinking? Okay, let's discuss about that. Tobacco and the alcohol were introduced to Eurasia in the late 17th century by European colonists. Egyptian and the Babylonian sources recorded a clear history of abuse and dependence on alcohol. Let us now discuss smoking. What is smoking? Smoking is the practice of burning tobacco and eating the smoke that is produced. What are the evils of the smoking? In 1915, the British researchers found a clear history of smoking and the cancer. One of the ingredients in tobacco, the mood alternating drug, which enters in your brain in mass second and makes you feel more energized for a while. But the effects wears off, you feel tired and calm more. That is called as nicotine. It is extremely habit-forming drug which make people difficult to quit. It causes major diseases like BP, heart disease, stroke, lung disease, cancer and much more. It enters in your brain and makes you to feel more tired. It increases a certain amount of risk in certain eye diseases, TB and the problem with the immune system. Cigarette says, today you turn me into ashes, but tomorrow is my turn. Let us now discuss liquor drinking. What is liquor drinking? Liquor drinking is a drinking of a drink that contains ethanol, a type of alcohol, which is produced by the fermentation of fruits, grains and other sources of sugar that act as a drug. What are the evils of the liquor drinking? Exclusive usage of liquor drinking can result in alcohol use disorder. It increases the stress on your mind and the body. High usage of liquor drinking can result in nausea, vomiting and other such for a short period of time. Alcohol makes a man feel happy and pleasant for a while. Ethanol present in alcohol makes more poisonous the alcohol more than it, and it makes people of slurred speech, blurred vision and memory loss. It causes the major diseases like TB, heart diseases, cancer of liver, throat, rectum, colon and etc. Churchill said, I have taken more out of alcohol than alcohol has taken out of me. So please quit alcohol and liquor drinking. or it's make your life darker as much. And I'm very thankful to everyone who has given this extraordinary opportunity to learn about the evils of smoking and the liquor drinking. Smoking is harmful, drinking is disgusting, and to die young is pity. Thank you.
Thank you, Sahana. It was one of the most stimulating and insightful presentation. Thank you, dear. Next, I would like to call upon Alexandria of 9th A1.
Good morning, one and all gathered here. It's my eminent pleasure to have this wonderful day, and I thank each one of you who gave this wonderful opportunity to stand in front of you to share a few points about how to fight against corruption. William Gaddis quotes that power doesn't corrupt people, people corrupt power. We mean that any dishonest or immortal behavior or activity that result in the gain of some powerful organization or people. Thus, corruption often result in the loss of weaker section of the society or organization. A bribe involves a payment made to any official for the exchange of use of his official powers. It includes two parties, the one who pays for any favor and the one who accepts payment for officials. We could see corruption in all the places. It affects politically, economically, socially and environmentally. We should fight against corruption for make our country more healthier. There are a few points to fight corruption. Number one, Charles Calcott said, corruption is like a ball of snow. Once it's set a rolling, it must increase. So people should start reporting cases of corruption without any delay. Number two, we need a strong legal framework that the culprit should be punished. Number three, the tradition of the government, openness, transparency, and access to information help in curbing corruption. Number four, strengthening citizens' demand and empowering them to make the government accountable is the great approach to build a mutual trust between the government and the citizen. Number five, the international financial system should be under a scanner to stop money laundering by corrupt officials. Last but not least, corruption is the biggest devil of any society. I hope that from now onwards, every individual will strictly oppose and prevent corrupt activities from occurring anywhere around us. I thank everybody for giving me the golden opportunity. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Alexandria. It was a remarkable speech by you. Thank you, dear. Next participant would be Yuvashri of 9th A1. Yuvashri.
My heartily wishes and warm welcome to you one and all present here. I'm Yuvashri from 9th standard. I'm here to deliver a speech on evils of smoking and liquor drinking. We all know that smoking and drinking will make many ill effects in our body, right? Then why we all want to do that? Is alcohol and cigarettes are the anesthesia to endure the operation of our life? No. So let me explain you about the evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Mahatma Gandhi once said, if I were appointed a dictator for 1 hour for all India, the first thing I would do would to close all the liquor shops and all toddy pumps. He felt that the devil strikes his helpless victims with the two harms, drugs and drinks. Nearly billions of people in the whole world smokes and drinks. Yeah, that's a shocking figure. That billion put million of people at risk along with themselves. Our government of Tamil Nadu screens a warning at the beginning of all films depicting the evils of smoking and drinking. That is, smoking causes cancer, smoking kills, and liquor drinking is injurious to health. But are we obeying that? Definitely not. Smoking and drinking both are bad effects, but they are becoming popular, particularly among the youngsters. Yeah, nowadays youngsters are getting addicted to cigarettes and liquor. Unfortunately, adolescents do not see the link between their actions today and the consequences tomorrow. Younger age group people use cigarette and liquor for many reasons, like to feel good, to reduce stress, or to feel grown up, or to fit into their environment. The single biggest contributing factor is to have good friends with the same attitude. When someone smokes and drinks, they not only hurt themselves but everyone around them. Most importantly, it is also an expensive habit. In other words, it entails heavy financial cost. Even though some people don't have money to get by, they waste on cigarettes and liquor because of their addiction. Let me give some ideas to quit smoking and drinking. Find yourself how smoking and drinking affects you. Set goals for quitting. Replace those things with positive options like doing yoga or some sports. Find the triggers of yourself. Distract yourself and find ways to relax. Gift your lungs fresh air, not tar. Gift your body exercise, not bad health. Gift your lips good words, not cigarette butts. Gift yourself a life, not death. Smoking, drinking, whose trust you're breaking? Your parents. These cigarettes and liquor won't help you to overcome the difficulties in your life, but your parents will. While I'm preparing for this, I understood very well about the bad effects of these evils. So I'd like to thank my school for giving me this excellent topic and this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Yuvashri. It was a wonderful speech. Thank you, Yuvashri. It was a wonderful speech by you. Thank you, dear. Next, it would be Saumika of 9th A1.
A warm welcome and a pleasant morning, one and all gathered here. I'm Saumika of grade 9. Today, I'm here to give a speech on the given topic, evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Okay, let me start the speech in an interesting way, like how they begin a movie. Smoking causes cancer. Smoking kills. Liquor drinking is injurious to health. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. These are statutory warnings displayed in the beginning of all the movies. Even in films, they warn us not to fall for these evil habits. Cigarette smoking is the most common method of tobacco consumption. Cigarette and alcohol contain nicotine and ethanol, which makes these habits more addictive and difficult to stop. People say that they drink or smoke excessively for many different reasons, like stress relief, tension, pressure to celebrate, or in a social situations. People drink or smoke among friends who do so to be socially accepted. This is true, especially for men. Wait, just for men? Definitely not. Nowadays, in this modern world, not just men, but all the people, including women, old age people, teenager, youths and youngsters are into this. Why do teenager and youngsters are falling for these evil habits at a very young age? Life events such as transitioning from the middle school to high school, maybe their friends encourages them to try cigarette and alcohol and to keep doing so. They think that everyone else is doing and they should too. Teenager and youngsters consider liquor as an antidepressant to life problem. They think that smoking and drinking is the way of rebelling and showing independence, which is misleading and totally wrong. The bad effects of these evil habits are too many to be counted. When done regularly, drinking and smoking can cause serious complications in our body. When done regularly, drinking and smoking can cause high blood pressure, heart disease, liver disease, lung disease, stroke, weakening of the immune system, digestive problems, cancer of the breast, mouth, voice box, throat, esophagus, colon, and rectum. It also leads to bankruptcy, moral degradation, untold suffering, misery, learning and memory problems, loss of health and character, financial difficulties and family problems. Let me share a short thoughtful story with you. A person named Chris traveling in the train saw his co-passenger who was crying. Chris asked him the reason and he told that his father died on the same day 2 years ago. They halted at a station and talking by, Chris asked him how his father died. At the time, the co-passenger told a big thug wearing an orange cap murdered his father. Chris offered him a cigarette talking by. At the time, the co-passenger told that the cigarette is the big thug who murdered his father. Cigarette says, "You are turning me into ashes today, but tomorrow is my turn." Now, this is the time to make those habits run away from you. For that, let me help you by giving some ideas for quitting. Number 1, begin use NRT if you have chosen one. The simplest way to taper off your alcohol consumption is by reducing the number of glass of drink you usually have. Stay busy, drink lots of water and juice. Avoid situations where you are urged to smoke or drink. Avoid persons who drinks or smoke. According to American Cancer Society, smoking causes 87% of lung cancer death. Smoking kills more people than alcohol, car crashes, accidents, suicide, AIDS, and murders. Lung cancer is the most leading type of cancer in both men and women. Smoking, drinking are nothing but just a voluntary madness. They are the classy way to commit suicide. Drinking and smoking are temporary fun with permanent consequences. You are a fool if you think these habits are cool. Quit smoking and drinking for your heart and the hearts of those you love. A better life or a bitter life. The choice is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Saumika. You stimulated us with a wonderful story in your speech. Thank you, dear. Next participant would be Padma Priyadashini of 9th A1.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me an immense pleasure to start this auspicious occasion by heartily welcoming everybody. I heartily welcoming our chief guest, our principal, parents, teachers, and my fellow friends. Today we have gathered here for our allocation. I am here to talk about the ways to fight against corruption. Integrity, transparency, and fight against corruption ought to be a part of every culture. They have to taught us fundamental values set by Angel Gurria. He is a OECD Secretary General, and when he said it at the Forum Planet Integrity, Building a Fairer Society, which happened at last March 2018. Posters, videos, banners designed to help raise awareness in public sector corruption risk and encourage reporting in the community or workplace. Information material designed to help Victorian public sector employees to act in the public interest. Information material designed to help Victorian public sector employees to identify, report, and prevent corruption, including presentations from leading experts in the field of corruption prevention. Disbursement of the welfare benefits directly to the citizen under various schemes of the government in a transparent manner through which the direct benefit transfer initiative. Implementation of e-trending in public procurements. There is one old proverb, prevention is better than cure. This is particularly true for prevention of corruption. When public trust, the effectiveness of institution, economic development, and security of the state are at stake. Keep the public sector honest, transparent, and accountable. Ensure the public sector employees to act in the public interest. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. Corruption affects all areas of society. Preventing corruption unlock progress towards the sustainable development goals, helps protect our planet, create jobs, achieve gender equality, secure wider access to essential services such as healthcare and education. The process by which member of a society can share power with public official in making sustainable decisions related to the community. The truth will always be our shield against corruption. If corruption is disease, transparency is the essential part of its treatment. First of all, I would like to thank our judges for joining us today in the function of our school. And I would like to thank our staffs and students for their enthusiasm, hard work, and preparation. Due to everyone effect, this is one unforgettable event of my life. And I hope everyone has some wonderful memories. So I remember it. Corruption is a cancer that steals from the poor, eat away at governance, moral fiber, and destroy trust. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Padma Priyadashini. It was indeed a wonderful speech. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Harini S.I. of 9th A1.
Good morning, one and all gathered here. It gives me an immense pleasure to start my speech with my own quote. Evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Smoking and liquor drinking is not only a novel, it is a devil to kill our life. So alcoholism or smoking is a novel that become the cult among the rich and poor people, irrespective whether young or old men or women. It is certain in all ages and in all countries. Effects of smoking. Smoking is a very bad habit. We see state where smoking is injurious to health everywhere. But the smokers pay very little regard to such warnings. It causes a number of problems. It is nothing but the voluntary madness. Be a fighter, put down the lighter. Smoking increases the risk of mouth cancer, throat cancer, lung cancer, bronchial asthma, cough and TB. Whenever we smoke, our family suffers. Moreover, it creates an annoyance at public place. To give up this bad habit means better health with the free breathing. It promotes a longer life too. We should avoid this bad habit for our family and for our health. Government still arrange seminars and groups for public awareness. Listen to your lungs, they are crying. Hereafter, be smart, don't start. Make smoke-free world. Next, evils of liquor drinking. Alcoholism is one of the major problems in our society. This effect of this problem are really serious. Many of the people take drink to feel happier, and many of the people start drinking to escape from their painful reality. There are many effects of drinking, physical and mental health. There are many people victim of this dreadful addiction. If you taken more out of alcohol, then alcohol has taken out of you. Winston Churchill. For example, liquor drinking causes a swelling of liver, cancer in the stomach, kidney and liver. Alcoholism also causes a severe damage in neurons, so it causes alteration in the body movements, loss of appetite, depression. It alters your brain, muscle and digestion process. It can even also cause death. Economically, alcoholism causes many problems that affect your family and your health. It changes your behavior that result with your family, with friends and with yourself. Drunkenness is nothing but the voluntary madness. Alcoholism is not an answer. It just makes you to forget the question. After all, the dangers of smoking and liquor drinking quite limited, and all should avoid this and start to live a happy and peaceful life. I repeat, be smart, don't start. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, dear. It was indeed a wonderful speech. Thank you, Mom. The next participant would be Devi Chandana of 9th A1.
Honorable teachers and my dear friends, thank you for being here. I would like to share little information about the ways to fight corruption. Corruption is spreading like a cancer and are becoming a major problem affecting the society. Corruption is a criminal offense undertaken by a person or organization in order to acquire illicit benefits. For the growth of a common man to the country's economy, the major obstacle is corruption. In past, many of the corruption cases were proved in courts. The persons who convicted by courts include judges, politicians and civil servants whom we consider as a steel frame of Indian governance. In India, even the life-saving hospitals are not corruption-free. From the above oration, it is almost clear what corruption is. Let's enter into the core topic. That is how we can fight corruption. The first and foremost step is digitization. One such idea by government is e-governance initiative. By this, we can avail certificates regarding birth and death, etc. through online. This will avoid any middleman or agent between the government and citizens. This will surely reduce corruption. Another similar example is Unique Identification Authority of India's Aadhaar. This will reduce leakages in government welfare programs. Even though the above-mentioned services are available online, there are many services which are outside the ambit of digitization. As a citizen, we must ensure that the government must completely digitize each and every service and that there must be complete transparency in providing the services to citizens. The another step must be clarity on legislation. Most of legislation against corruption are ambiguous and vague, so that their enforcement is not possible. Huge number of non-enforceable law is of no use for common public. Therefore, clarity and precision in legislation makes the enforcement easier and corruption can be reduced. The another side of coin is citizens. Blaming the government alone for corruption is not fair, because most of people in India avail services in a last minute and they need it earlier than the time prescribed by the government, so that they are ready to pay bribe for availing services in a speedy manner. This has to be changed. Another problem is lack of awareness among public about anti-corruption initiatives. Government must take steps to create awareness among general public by utilizing print and digital media, so that the citizens could be aware of the rights available to them. For removing corruption from the country, we, the future generation, must take oath that we should not accept anything from anyone that bought out of corrupted money, that too from our parents. Let make India corrupt-free state. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Devi Chandana. You made us really proud about your speech. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Dharika of 9th A1.
Good morning, one and all gathered here. I am R. Dharika from 9th standard. I am here to you to deliver speech on evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes both carry an array of adverse health risks. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 in 5 deaths in United States is caused by the effects of smoking, while the consumption of alcohol is responsible for the deaths of more than 79,000 people in the United States each year. These two habits have got a lot of negative criticism from the health industry. These two are extremely harmful to health. Now, I am going to share some points on effects of smoking. Smoking, the most stylish way to cancer. Smoking affects both active and passive smokers. Cigarette contains more than 4,000 chemical compounds and 400 toxic chemicals, which include tar, carbon monoxide, DDT, and arsenic. The nicotine present in the cigarettes in particular makes them highly addictive. Smoking causes cancer, heart disease, lung disease, diabetes, stroke, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which include emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Smoking also increases risk for tuberculosis, certain eye diseases, and problems of the immune system. The smoke released from the cigarettes is also bad for other people. They breathe in the smoke and can get many of the same problems as the smokers get. So please kill the cigarettes before they kill you. Fill your lungs with fresh air, not with a tar. Be cool, don't be a smoking fool. Next, the effects of liquor drinking. Like any other addiction, drinking is also an addiction which deserves full condemnation. Alcohol addiction is a self-destruction. Mahatma Gandhi was a great social reformer. Drinking was one of the social evil he fought against. He was in favor of total prohibition because he said drinking makes a man forget himself. He ceases to be a man for time being. He becomes less than a beast. So he started a mass movement against this evil. According to Mahabharata, drinking makes a man mad. It is a sin against man and society. A drunkard easily forgets the sense of morality. He loses his character, he spoils his health, he becomes a selfish person, he spends all his earnings on drinking. Excessive alcohol consumption can lead to the development of chronic disease and other serious problems including high blood pressure, heart disease, liver disease, stroke, and digestive problems, cancers of the breast, throat, mouth, esophagus, liver, etc. Weakening the immune system, increasing chances of getting sick, learning and memory problem, mental health problem, social problem, and so on. So, rethink before drink. Make the right call, stay away from alcohol. The sentences, smoking causes cancer, smoking kills. Liquor drinking is injurious to health are often seen in many of the movies beginning with subtitles, but no one follow. Think wisely because it's your life. Stop drinking and smoking, start living. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarika. It was delightful.
Good morning and have a good day to all. Today I talk about what are the ways to fight against corruption. We all know what is corruption. Corruption is abuse of officer for personal gain and it takes many forms. Example, the politicians taking bribe before awarding the building contract to the briber and the city council member paying for his family vacation with public funds. People have been either fighting against corruption or have been victim of it for decades. So, should we accept it as a feather of life and carry on, try to fight it where we can while developing our global reports, which was released last week. We try to delve deeper into how countries making progress in the addressing corruption. In the case of studies, identify shows how reform-minded governments and civil society organizations have contributed to reducing corruption in the specific context and laid important foundations that can be built on by others. Virtually, every continent from Asia to Africa, Europe and the Americans faces perpetrators who bypass or exploit weaknesses to exceed the laws and regulating the execute scheme, which have been increased in scale and sophistication. Corruption undermines the credibility of the public sector, erode trust in government and the ability to steer a high economic growth and achieve economic growth. Shared prosperity, the often weaknesses to the impact of public service delivery, adversely affecting the citizen, especially the poor. The report comes at a time when the world has changed dramatically due to COVID-19. The spotlight is once again on the capacity and integrity of the public sector, not just managing the health crisis, but also dealing with the economic and social impact of the pandemic. Emergency response to the COVID-19 pandemic have released huge expenditures by government, circumventing the standard operating procedures and approval process. At the same time, one must acknowledge and the potential challenges from the status quo. There will be resistance warning to the status quo. Case studies further in the report highlighting that multiple factors contributed to the report factors. Thank you for the chance. At last, I try to say one thing. Say no to corruption, build corruption-free nation. Thank you and thank you for the chance.
Thank you, Ritika, for your wonderful speech. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Jayavashini of 9th A2.
Good morning, one and all present here. I am Jayavashni. I am studying 9th standard. I like to share my views on the topic, what are the ways to fight against corruption. Before going ahead, we all should know about what is corruption. Limit your wants and needs, because corruption is the result of your greeds. Corruption is a form of dishonesty or a criminal offenses which is undertaken by a person or an organization which is entrusted with a position of an authority in order to acquire illicit benefits or abuse for one's personal gain. According to a survey, 92% of Indians at some time in their life have paid a bribe to government officials to speed up or get job done. Nowadays, it is that people pay lakhs of rupees to hire officials to get job. Corruption is the biggest challenge faced by many countries all over the world. India is in the 85th out of 180, is the one of the lowest corrupt countries in the world. The Anti-Corruption Day is celebrated on December 9. Vladimir Putin says that people who fight against corruption should be clean themselves. Corruption is not only bribes. People, especially the poor, get hurt when the resources are wasted. That's why it is so important to understand the different kind of corruption to develop smart responses. There are some of the ways to fight against corruption. Follow the money, count supplies, collect citizen report cards, develop tech solutions, use theater and dramas, draw comics and cartoons, play board games, raise awareness with sports, join a youth group, learn at integrity camp, pay zero bribes, ask for election pledge, protest, create petitions, crowdsource election monitoring are the some of the ways to fight against corruption. To report corruption, expose corrupt activities and risks that may otherwise remain hidden. Keep the public sector honest, transparent and accountable. Helps to stop dishonest practices. Ensure that the public sector employees act in the public interest. Tech solutions. Tech solutions get online and share social media is especially good at addressing corruption in real time and anonymously. The Indian campaign created IPaidAbribe.com, which citizens report their corruption experience of corruption, and some of the corruption have picked up by the media and have lead to arrest and conviction. As always, sure you are in a political environment because it promotes and protects the free speech. Risk is a part of life, so prioritize that you and your volunteers' safety. Integrity camp. Plan a day of an active, invite experts and was the ideas how to be corruption bubble over. People will go back to their communities and they have learned and there is no better way to spread an idea. We often blame the government of their failures of checking corruption. Hope one day we will get free corruption world and we have to fight against corruption until together. Thank you for this golden opportunity.
Thank you, Jayavarshini. It's really impressive to hear your speech. Thank you, dear. The next participant would be Sermakani of 9th A2. Sermakani.
Good morning, everyone. Today my topic is about evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Youngsters may be better prepared to handle the evils of smoking and drinking if they are made aware of the harms of smoking and drinking, such as the recent study published in the journal BMC Public Health. Researchers at UK found that young people who were happier and more aware of the harms of alcohols and cigarettes were more likely to never drink or smoke than those who were less aware and preserved themselves as less happy. The research team found that nearly 70% of study participants labeled themselves as persistent users. Then those labeled themselves as persistent non-users scored higher in happiness and awareness tests comparing to the rest of the groups. We were surprised to find that while knowledge of alcohols and cigarettes may have related harms for the young peoples associated with them never drink or smoke. To some adolescents, harm awareness seemed to be associated with them picking up drinking and smoking. It is possible that positive expectations from using those substances may overcome some young people from using those substances. Among the 1 million smokers in the world, nearly 80% live in low and middle income countries. In India, it is estimated that 1/3 of population aged 15 and above are current tobacco users in India. Over 1 million tobacco-related deaths are recording annually in India. The Global Youth Tobacco Survey, GYTS, a cross-sectional, conducted a study students aged 13 and 15 years, highlighted that the overall prevalence of yes. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, Sirmakani, for your speech. The next participant is Kamalesh V of 9th A2.
Good morning, one and all present here. It is rightly said that a speech only becomes well if your tongue says what is your heart feel. So here I am going to talk about the current ongoing issues and light all of you with a speech of corruption. We all have come across the word corruption. According to ideology, corruption is a form of dishonesty or criminal offense undertaken by a person or organization, thereby violating certain people's rights and privilege. Today, corruption is one of the serious and obstacles to the social and economic development of our country. Corruption affects the growth of nation and hinder its development. Corrupt peoples are blinded by money. They choose to be corrupt because it is the easy way to earn that instant money without hardship and sacrifice. Now you all might be thinking that this happens only in the well-established and sophisticated cities, but that is not the case. It occurs throughout the world. You often hear people saying everything happens for a reason. In the same way, corruption also some hidden cost behind it. Improving transparency and accountability helps to reduce corruption. However, this required state laws regulations to eradicate corruption from India. It importance to the first eradication. Every problem has a solution, but it depends whether you want to solve it or not. It depends on us. We must solve it or not. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamalesh, for your speech. Next participant would be Abhirami of 9th A2.
Good morning, one and all present here. I am Abhirami from 9th A2. I am going to speak about what are the ways to fight against corruption. In today's world, people have been either fighting corruption or have been victim of it for decades. So should we accept it as a feature of life and carry on or try to fight it where we can? Virtually every continent from Asia to Africa, Europe and the Americas faces culprits who avoid or exploit weaknesses in exiting laws and regulations to carry out schemes. Corruption destroys the credibility of the public sector and removes trust in governments and their ability to steer a country to achieve high economic growth. It often weakens the impact of public service delivery, adversely affecting all citizens, especially the poor. First of all, bribery is the most common method of corruption. Bribery involves the improper use of favors and gifts in exchange for personal gain. Furthermore, a popular way for the favors or diverse. Above all, the favors include money, gifts, company shares, employment, entertainment, and political benefits. Also, personal gain can be giving preferential treatment or favor. Embezzlement refers to the act of withholding assets for the purpose of theft. Furthermore, it takes place by one or more individuals who were entrusted with these assets. Also, embezzlement is the type of financial fraud. The graft is a global form of corruption. Furthermore, it takes place by one or more individuals and extortion is quite similar to blackmail. Abuse of power is another method of corruption. Here a person misuses one's power and authority. An example can be a judging unjustly dismissing a criminal's case. Ways to stopping corruption. Tough laws are very important for stopping corruption. Above all, strict punishments needed to be giving preferential treatment or favor. Corruption is moral cancer. One preventing corruption is to give a better salary in a government job. Many government employees should receive pretty low salaries, so they move to bribery to meet their expenses. So government employees should receive high salaries. Thank you for giving me a wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Abhirami, for your splendid speech. Next participant would be Shrutika P of 9th A2. Shrutika of 9th A2.
I wish very pleasant good morning to the respective teachers and my dear friends. I am Stutika of grade 9. Would like to give the glimpse of evils of smoking and liquor drinking. Smoking and drinking both are bad habits. They are becoming popular, particularly among the youth. It needs to be prohibited by the government. Through they can earn a lot of money through them. Smoking and drinking both are bad habits. Smoking causes lung cancer while drinking may causes swelling of liver and ulcer in the stomach. These are very bad habits. We should always keep ourselves away from such bad habits. It is our moral duty to make the people aware of their danger result. In European countries, even the ladies also drink and smoke. Thank God, the ladies of our country all think better than the Europeans, and they do not drink and smoke. Smoking is not only affect physical fitness but also mental health. Alcoholism is one of the major problems in the society that affect your health. If you drink too much, the effect of this problem are really serious. I'm going to discuss about physical, psychological and economic effect of alcoholism. The first effect of alcoholism is physical. This is the most important because it can even cause the death. Alcoholism causes cancer in the liver, stomach and kidney. Alcohol alters your brain muscle, digestion process and other disorders that affect your health. The other effect of alcoholism which are physical, psychological and economic can cause many problems. It is temporary fun with permanent consequence. Thank you.
Thank you, Shrutika, for your wonderful speech. The last but not the least, I would like to call upon Athena Shri of 9th A2. Athena Shri.
Good morning all. I am Adinashri from 9th A2. I am going to speak about what are the ways to fight against corruption. Fight against corruption has a huge significance in ensuring national security. Corruption endangers functioning in public sectors, weakens the public trust towards national institutions and hinders democratic and stable development of the country. Corrupted public servants represent potential target of foreign special service and criminal groups. Hence, fight against corruption is the need of the hour. Corruption has disproportionate impact on poor and most vulnerable, increasing cost and reducing access to service, including health, education, and justice. Corruption in the drugs and medical equipment drive up costs and can lead to substandard or harmful products. Fake drugs and false vaccinations and the lifelong impact on children exceeded the financial cost. Unofficial payment for the service can have a particularly deadly effect on poor people. The poor pay the highest percentage of their income in bribes. They may even be preyed upon since they are seen less powerless to complain. Every stolen and misdirected rupee prevents government from investing in their human capital. Corruption removes the trust in government and undermines the social contract. This is the cause for concern across the globe, but particularly in context of dictacy and violence. Corruption blocks investment with consequent effect on growth and jobs. Countries capable of confronting corruption use their human and financial resources more efficiently and attract more investment and grow more rapidly. Corruption is a global problem that requires global solution. The World Bank Group has been working to lessen the dangerous effects of corruption in the country for more than 20 years. When approaching the anti-corruption at the country level, it is very important to put in the place institutional system and incentives to prevent corruption from occurring in the first place. To conclude, our country should make its course of action to root out corruption, improve the management of its finance, make it processing system more transparent. It will be instrumental in developing a transparent procurement system. Thank you.
Thank you, Adinashri, for your thought-provoking speech. Thank you, dear. Now I would like to call upon all the 9th grade students who participated in the event to come to the stage to take a group photo. Students, come along with your compliment. Results will be announced. Dear students, your speech was indeed a pleasure to us. We could see the hard work behind your speech and you cooperated well with the teachers. Really appreciate you for that. A big round of applause for all the participants. Come on. Thank you, dear. You have done a wonderful job. We expect more performance like this in future. Thank you all. And we'll wait for the results. It will be announced soon. So be seated patiently. Thank you. It was really hard to judge you all because everyone was unique. We could not give you this one is the first, this one is the next. It was really wonderful. You can see the hard work behind your task. Keep up the good work. You could do more wonders like this.
Thank you all who have participated in the elocution competition. You made this day very wonderful. And I must thank the principal sir and AO sir for giving this opportunity. I must thank all the teachers and all the students who have participated in this. Thank you so much for participating. Just wait for the result.
You have done a good job, children. God bless you all. All the best. All the best to your brightful future, children.
Yes, dear children, it's a good day for you. Most of the children, whenever you are coming to the stage, you say, good morning to all, okay. But Already we told you that you can express your wishes to marvelous morning, fabulous morning, wonderful morning. Always good morning, everybody. Good day to you. Always have a great day. Wishing you the best day of you. How are you this fine morning? That like this you can start it in different way. All of you are telling normally the uniformly good morning to all. Instead of that one, hi, what a fabulous morning today. That I have the delightful opportunity. I have the very pleasant opportunity. I have the good luckily opportunity like this. In various ways you can express it. And one more thing, all of you have prepared very well. I think anybody helped you, or always you have prepared yourself. Whether you have prepared your very well, or always your parents. Anyway, that's all you have done the very good speech. You have done the very fabulous speech today. We have appreciated you. Next time you can develop your skill in ways. What is the new technique you are using? That's only important. You have to touch the judges in different way. You are seeing the most of the programs on TV and other things. In this, they can attract the judges in different way of the skill or anything, something you have to special, you have to express in this speech. That if you do it, really all of you are doing it very well. Your intonation and expressions and the pronunciation, these all the things are on the way, very good. Now we are going to announce the winners of, how many winners? Really all the participants are capable for getting these prizes. But we are selecting. Now, the winners, you can come to stage. But others don't feel about it. All of you are capable for winning the prizes. Sound members are being the very good orator award this year. Especially, it is not time to give the prizes. We are preparing it. In this next academic year, we can keep on the good day, conducting the special day for you, giving away the prizes. Always, even we plan to prepone the annual day. In this annual day, we plan to give the prizes. Were all of you accept this one? If I am giving these prizes in this stage, it is not the very good thing, I think so. You have to be honored in the very good mass, or the people or the parents in the very good occasion of this day. That you have to appreciate your skills to be appreciated by many of the public. So that now I announcing Veera Raghavan R, 8th standard A3. Smith Aldana, 8th standard A1. Divya Darshan, 8th standard A3. Tina Marian, 8th standard A3. Dharan, 8th standard A3. Tendral, 8th A3. Kailash Kumar. Spelling is wrong. Kumar, but here written Kuamar. Spelling is wrong. Our best wishes for all the winners. All of you have done very well. Calm down. Then the other participants, your speeches and all available in the YouTube, that you can compare how they have done it, how they are better than you. That you can compare the speech and you can rectify your mistakes in future. Thank you all. 9th standard winners are being announced now. Hari Kamaraj, Magisha, Sahana, Devi Chandana, Somiga, Yuvastri, Batna Destiny. You have to write it with the initial, ma'am. Initial and all not at all correct. Some of the spelling mistakes. Please correct it. From this only they will prepare the certificates and other things. Tell them to correct the mistakes. Only one boy. Our best wishes for all the winners. Please give your big hands.
I take this moment to thank all the parents and the teachers and the principal sir, Neo sir, and most probably my beloved students who make this occasion a memorable one. Thank you for your participation. We expect more than what you have done today. Will you do that? Thank you. Thank you all of you. Thank you, ma'am.